what is the minimum a lawyer should spend on Facebook ads? Okay, so with Facebook ads, it's pretty much an auction-based system, which basically means that Facebook has inventory in the form of how much people are using the system and how many spots there are based on how many people are actually using the system and watching and all that stuff. So what I typically tell clients is that you typically want to spend, to get meaningful results, I typically don't spend less than $30 per day per campaign. And that's just because with Facebook, you're essentially paying for reach. It's not necessarily like Google, where Google, you're paying per click. And the way it works is you tell Google, okay, I'm willing to pay $50 every time somebody clicks on my ad. And if somebody clicks, you're not going to pay $50, but $50 is the max. So like if you bid 50 and the lawyer across the street bids 25, then you may pay 26. Now, it's not that cut and dry, but that's essentially how it works. It's all an auction-based system, and it's based on pay-per-click. Facebook is not based on pay-per-click. It's based on pay-per-impression, or CPM. So what happens is you're going to pay for exposure. And the better your ad is, the more engagement you get, and actually the less targeted your ad is, the cheaper it is. So if you get more, if you have a very, very wide audience and you have really good engagement, then your ads are cheaper. If you've got a really, really targeted audience, so for example, if you're targeting single mothers with one child, ages 3 to 5, who are also interested in Rachel Ray in the Chicago area, that's going to be a very expensive audience to target, just because of the fact that it's really specific. So a lot of it's kind of testing, but most of our campaigns that we run, and we run car accident campaigns, we run mass tort campaigns, we run family law, we run criminal defense, we run different types of injuries, DUI campaigns. Typically $30 to $50 is going to be your baseline. And then what happens is you look and you see how much are your leads costing you. And then if you're converting at a reasonable rate, then you can start scaling up. And it's kind of just economics at that point. If you're making money, you just continue to scale. And the way you scale is you get an ad that's working, and obviously really Facebook advertising and scaling is really kind of a big conversation. And I've got an entire course that teaches how to do it, but essentially what you do is and this is really dumbing it down, but basically you create a bunch of different ads, you test them, you keep the ones that are cheap, that provide cheap leads, you turn off the ones that are too expensive or don't provide any leads at all. And then once you've got leads overall at a price that you're happy with, so for example, if you're a car accident attorney, we're getting car accident leads at like $24 a lead right now, I think. So what we do is we can then increase the percentage by 20%. We increase our ad spend by 20%. And because you don't want to, if you're spending $100, or let's say you spend $50 a day, you don't want to just automatically crank up to $300 a day, because you're going to screw the entire thing up. So what we typically do is we'll increase the budget by 20% and we'll let it go for 2 or 3 days. If the ads are still profitable, then maybe we'll increase by another 20%. And that's just kind of how you do it. You just got to be very careful with how you're actually scaling up your Facebook ads. But to start, really, some people try to start with $5 a day. I don't like doing that because you just don't get enough data. I'd rather pay more money, $30 to $50 a day, get the data that I need to figure out which ads are going to work, which ads are not going to work, which targeting is going to work, all that type of stuff. And then once you find out what works, then you can scale up by increasing by 20%. So yeah, $30 to $50 a day to start is my best estimate. That's the rule of thumb I always go with. And then it just goes up from there as long as your ads are profitable. Look, if my ads are profitable, I'll spend $1 million a day if it's profitable. So that's my answer.